So, let's move on to the panel discussion about the research and start our Twitter chat. So here's a reminder. If you want to comment on something you've heard or seen so far, please tweet to @GSSEM on Twitter and then to get in on this discussion. And now let me introduce our panel. And to my right is Kathy Worthen. Kathy is Executive Director of the Chassis Systems Global Purchasing and Supply Chain here in Detroit for General Motors Corporation. Kathy is also a newly elected member of the GSUSA National Board, and she took office at the convention in November. And so we are very lucky to have here in Michigan a person who's on the National Girl Scout Board. And welcome to you, Kathy. Excuse me. Let me tell you a little bit about her, because this is really cool. She is the Executive Director of Chassis Systems at GM, so she's responsible for leading the strategic procurement and execution of global production components. She leads cross-functional teams to improve vehicle performance and supplier alignment. She works closely with the supply base and her engineering counterparts to support GM core priorities towards designing, building, and selling the world's best vehicles, and don't we know that? Go GM. Kathy is currently the executive lead of the Global Purchasing and Supply Chain Human Resource Committee and was nominated by Automotive News to be one of the top 10 100 women in the automotive industry in 2010. She is a former girl member, and she's wrapping up her 4th year as a leader for her daughter's Girl Scout troop. To my left is Nancy Philippart, and as many of you know, Nancy is the chair of the Girl Scouts of Southeastern Michigan Board and has been since our merger 3 years ago. Nancy also is involved in all kinds of very interesting things. Nancy serves as the executive in residence for the Engineering Ventures program at Wayne State University, where she works with budding student entrepreneurs and teaches in that college. She is a consultant to new business ventures and is currently on the board of several startup companies in southeastern Michigan. She has over 30 years of experience as an engineer and executive in the automobile industry. And I know that she specializes in helping women who are active in the international world of business. Nancy holds a master's degree in biomedical civil engineering from Carnegie Mellon University, and she has a bachelor's degree in engineering and a master's degree in economics from Wayne State University, and she's also working on her doctorate in engineering at Wayne State University. Actually, I think you're working on leadership. It's still in engineering leadership, but it's engineering still, okay. She also volunteers her time in the community. Nancy is the president of the Troy School Board of Education. She's the chair of the Oakland County School Board Association Legislative Committee, and she and her husband are proud parents of 3 college students, and many of you may know that Nancy was a Girl Scout leader for many, many years. Hello, and also her daughter was a Girl Scout. Hello, Nancy. Toria Blanchard is a Detroit native who moved to Paris in 1988 and worked as an au pair to look after 2 children. That's the French word for governess. After a year, she moved back to the United States and obtained a degree in French from Wayne State University. In 2003, Blanchard became a French teacher at Consortium High School, a Detroit charter school, and taught there for 5 years before pursuing her dream to open a creperie in Detroit. We call them here in Michigan crepes, but my daughter tells me that you're supposed to call them crepes. So, Good Girls Go to Paris, Crepes, was established in April 21st, 2008, and there has been a lot of buzz about that wonderful place. The idea for her business originated from the time she was in France watching crepes being made on the street of Paris. Using the money from her retirement and savings accounts, Blanchard stopped teaching and set up shop in a 48-square-foot location in downtown Detroit. That's about the size of the stage, y'all. And that Good Girls location is now a 2,000-square-foot Place, located on Woodward next to the DIA, the Detroit Institute of Arts, in the Park Shelton in Midtown. That's right off Woodward. Just telling you so that you can go, because they're pretty great. They're very great. The second location of Good Girls opened in Grosse Pointe Park this last December. And then she has another project, Udi's, a breakfast lunch place scheduled to open in February. Rodin, next to the DIA, also at the Park Shelton, is scheduled to open up this spring. And we are thrilled to have her here because she's also very active in the Cotillion Society of Detroit, where she serves as a board member, and she was recently honored at the White House as one of President Obama's Champion of Change based on her entrepreneurial endeavors in Detroit. Let's hear it for Toria Blanchard. Next, I want to introduce Kayla Wright. I don't know if you had a chance to hear her earlier. This young woman has the most beautiful voice, takes after her mother's voice. Beautiful voice. Kayla is an ambassador Girl Scout in Troop 46710, where her mother, Danita, is the troop leader. Kayla has been very active in scouting over the years, and highlights include being a GSSEM local and national delegate. She came to Houston with us last November. She's participated on several GSSEM committees, including the Leadership Committee and the Strategic Planning Committee, and she's been a top cookie seller for 7 straight years. I can tell you that a couple of months ago I was asked to write a letter of recommendation for her to go to college, and I said, well, please just send me all of the things that you're involved in. And so I got this couple of pages of all this stuff that this girl does, in addition to Girl Scouts. And on top of all that, Kayla enjoys meeting new girls and making new friends, and she's very thankful for all the wonderful experiences she's had as a Girl Scout and believes that Girl Scouts has helped shape her into the young woman that she is today. Let's hear this for Kayla English. Addison has been a Girl Scout for 10 years. She started out as a Daisy and is currently a senior Girl Scout in the 9th grade. She's a Silver Award recipient. She's a member of the Mackinac Governor's Honor Guard and a program aide. She's also nominated to serve as a delegate to the 2012 annual meeting in March, and she came to our delegate training last Saturday. She says, in Girl Scouts, I've been able to grow and explore things never possible in a classroom, and I feel I've gained skills that will last a lifetime. Addison is currently starting work on her Gold Award, and after high school, plans to continue her Girl Scouts career by leading and volunteering with a troop of her own. Welcome to all of you. Thank you all for being here. And I want to start asking, if any of you are surprised. Excuse me? Oh. Excuse me? We have a little script change here. Must have left it up. Oh, Jeanette. Hello, say hello to my friend Jeanette over here. Hi, Jeanette. Jeanette is I thought you were waving time at me, and so I was trying to ignore her. She's trying to get me to either talk faster or to stop talking. And what it was you were trying to get me to, okay, because that was left out of my packet, you realized. Okay. I'm just a little nervous. All right, Jeanette. Jeanette is a lifelong Detroiter who grew up in the Morningside community on the east side of Detroit. She's traveled extensively, including living in Spain. She has a Bachelor of Arts degree in Communication from Aquinas College and has been living in downtown Detroit for the last 9 years. She is co-founder and executive director of Inside Detroit, a nonprofit whose mission is to educate the public about Detroit's history, culture, and community in order to help spur economic development. She was honored in 2007 by Crain's Detroit Business as one of the top 20 in their 20s and was awarded the Dave Bing Future Leader Award from the Detroit Free Press in 2010. So let's say hello again to Jeanette. Okay, now, let me try that question again. Were any of you surprised by some of the things that I mentioned in the study tonight? Who wants to speak? Go ahead, Jeanette.
Well, I guess I was surprised that, I don't want to be too loud for you guys, but not surprised at the same time about the public speaking, there's these attributes they attribute to leaders, but then they don't want to be them. That was kind of, and the public speaking part especially, because I love public speaking more than anything in the whole world. So that was just a surprise to me.
Yes, I think girls want to be a very particular kind of leader, but they don't want to have to be the traditional leader that just bosses people around. I always think about Girl Scout leadership as being like a flight of northern geese, where they fly in the V, and one takes the lead, and then when they get tired, then another one takes the lead. That's how I've always thought about girl leadership. Anybody else want to comment on what might have surprised them?
As a teacher, I was surprised, but not so surprised about the fact that a lot of young ladies are not introduced to successful women in their communities, and that's something that can be easily fixed. So that's a good place to start, and to introduce young women to successful women that they can use as their role models. Very easily remedied.
So what kinds of things do you think that we could do as adults to make a difference in and move the needle a little bit on this research? And I'd like to ask one of the girls, what do you think? What do you think, Kayla?
I think it's very important for adults to realize that as we're growing up, we need someone to look up to and to kind of guide our steps and to show us, hey, these are some of the creative things that you can get involved in. And it is not impossible for you to be president of the United States as a woman. These goals are achievable, and we need someone there to be by our side and to guide us and to keep us on the right track and to let us know, hey, I'm going to give you that nudge and that push and let you know that it is possible, and I am here for you. I'm here to help you, and if I can't answer it, I'm going to find someone that can, and I will find you the right resources so that you know what to do and that you're on the right path and that you make great decisions.
So what do you think, Addison?
I think as girls, you see being a leader as an adult is so far away that, you know, you're only a teenager, you're only in high school, that doing something major as an adult is so far away and that there's nothing you can start doing right now. So I think what girls need to see is that by looking up to adults, they can see that that's something they can begin now, and they don't have to wait until they're as old as whoever they're looking up to actually start being a leader and putting those things into practice in their lives every day.
Go ahead, Nancy.
You know, I was going to make a comment from an adult perspective. I think one of the most important things that we can all do is to lend encouragement to girls. In fact, I have a plaque on my desk that says, "Girls' dreams are fragile, to be handled with care, for they largely determine how women will fare." And I think what that really gets to the point is, you know, if we all look back in our life, there is somebody who believed in us and may have pushed us, encouraged us to find talents that we didn't know we have. And so I think as adults, we need to be doing that for our young women, is encouraging them and helping them to find potential that maybe they don't see in themselves.
Yep, and just let me add one more comment to that. Reflecting back to the 2008 study, just to acknowledge we're moving the needle. Those results, although there's a lot to be desired, there is progress being made. And growing up, I never hesitated reaching out to an adult, never hesitate in following around those women leaders that I admired. And as a leader today, I encourage individuals to continue to come and approach me. We want to be approached. And again, from a Girl Scout perspective, I have 14 junior Girl Scouts, and I'm teaching them to never hold back, always approach leaders. You know, drive what you're looking for, especially in STEM activities. The school programs are offering so much now, and just take advantage of everything that's being put in front of you, and don't hold back. If you see somebody that you admire, approach them. I can guarantee you they would appreciate it.